All right, everybody, welcome to the call tonight. This is what we call our, hey, you guys, our open NMD call, which means that there's no other national marketing directors and their team on our call. We always do that the first Tuesday of the month. It gives us a chance to just be with our smaller team and connect and some things that we might want to be sharing. So what I really kind of wanted to talk about tonight, and we've been actually talking about this. Are you coming in here to sit with me?
Yep.
Oh, what a nice thing that is. All right. Our dog is choking in the background. That didn't sound so good. I hope he's not throwing up. But that wasn't good to have a recording. So, we're fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I really wanted to talk about tonight is Chris's computer's on. I can hear me down the hall talking to me. Very bizarre. So what I really wanted to cover tonight was more on events, because a lot of you, how many of you have events coming up in your hometown, either big ones or small ones? Raise your hand if you do. Okay, so most of you do. How many of you are having events like in your own home even, or ones that you've planned yourself? Anybody? We are. So, I really wanted to touch base on different things about events, and I know that that's what we touched base on Monday on our 7 skills call. But I wanted to do it again because the number one income producing and impact people producing is events. And they're not events that you go to alone. They're events that you go to with guests. And basically, if you were playing Monopoly and the game was going to events, the person that would win every time would be the person who had what, Chris?
The most people, butts in seats.
Butts in seats. The most people that would show up, those would be the people that would win the game, hands down. So let's talk a little bit about how do we invite and how do we get people to events. Right now, I'm going to first address events that are the little bit bigger ones, where we have a doctor coming to town. Obviously, we have events like the Take Healthy Back. We have events in our home. I first want to address the little bit more formal events, like a doctor coming into town. So for those of you that are calling in from the Phoenix area, you guys consistently have a doctor or a healthcare professional maybe every 6 weeks. We in the Rogue Valley have one
4 times a year.
4 times a year if we're lucky. So, so what does it look like to be inviting to those bigger events? And by the way, if you don't have a bigger event in your town, think about how could you reach out? You know right now that 5 months from now, we're all going to be in Austin. Find out how you can connect on Facebook or Instagram to people living in Austin. Create some relationships so that you actually can invite to our Thursday night event, which is always for everybody. So let's talk about, first of all, the invitation. Who would like to talk? I'd like to make this more of an open call tonight. Is there anybody that would like to talk a little bit about their way of inviting to a large event? Somebody where you've got a doctor or a healthcare professional coming to town. What are some key ingredients that you might want to consider? And Michael, I'm going to put you on the spot if you're available. If you're not, tell me you're not, and I'm going to say out loud what you texted to me today because I thought it was way cool.
Yeah, you want to see? Okay, so I've got the kids cooking dinner and I'm holding Lana, but let's go for it.
Okay, so go for what you really thought about how you could make the container for inviting could include these 5 pieces, Michael.
Absolutely. So the first, basically what it is, it's a meal, right? It's a meal. We fill our bodies at the cellular level with nutrition. We fill our minds and we fill our business with the same quality ingredients to help it thrive. And the quality ingredients, actually, Chris and Nikki came up with. It's an acronym MEALS, which stands for mindset, energy, activity, language, and skills. And so I was just thinking to myself, how do I prepare to build for an event? And the first thing is mindset. I get into the right mindset. I get into the right attitude around why I'm inviting and what I'm doing. That maybe it's listening to some music. Maybe it's listening to a previous Heat Team call. Maybe it's listening to another motivational call. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. And then I take that mindset piece And then I bring it into the energy. I surround the event with the energy, the vision. I envision what I want the event to do for my community, for myself, for my family, for my business at large. And then I take all of that. I take the mindset, I take the energy, and then I grab the pieces that are the action. And the action is writing down my memory jogger. Who are the people I'm going to be contacting? Who are the people that are going to be on my hot list? So my customers, my prospects, my family plan users, making sure all my team are aware. And then I apply the skill set. And the skill set is what we know from the missiondriven.info, right? That's the new website. Yeah. Password mission. What we also know from using the GoPro book by Eric Worre. You know, I thought of you. You know, I have no clue if this would be for you. This is what you can expect to come here as it relates to the energy, your experience. It's going to be powerful. It's going to be amazing. But here's the other pieces. I do the preparation. I know we're talking about meals.
Yeah. Face is so cute.
But I also find out a little bit more about who the speaker is, and that's kind of going back to the previous step. So for instance, we have Dr. Valerie Miles. So I'm going to research who she is, a little bit more about her professional background, her achievements, and also watch some videos and perhaps even talk to some sideline, upline, downline around events that they've attended, and what's the energy that she brings, and maybe if she has a message that she could share with us. So then I apply that. Oh, and then I forgot the language piece. Then the language is the actual forming of the, not right now. the language is the forming of the verbiage, right? And we write it down, and then we massage it, and we send it to our upline and our sidelines and our downlines and say, let's massage this and really get it wild. So anyway, there's the meals on how to invite.
All right, Michael, man, that was,
good job.
You've done an unbelievable job right there. You guys really, we need to give him one of these, because that was juggling 3 kids, making dinner, and having a baby go like this. I'm hungry, feed me, daddy. And he was able to keep the peace and just the profession. And he did that with his own mindset. The energy that he created, his activity was completely loving. The language he used with his baby was spectacular, and he has amazing skills as a dad. So what we've done is taken our acronym that we've used on our team, MEALS, mindset, energy, activity, language, skills, and he's taken it from just how to do your business to the invitation process. So getting into that mindset piece. So here we are, we're into the mindset piece of inviting. So one of the things that I love that he said is, if you've got a doctor come into town, know the kinds of things that the person's going to be talking about. So I believe that we put out on our Voxer about a 2.5-minute message from Valerie talking about what she's going to be talking about. But the other things that you can do is, how many of you live in a place where a doctor may only show up once in 26 years? Could you not use that? Exactly, Linda. You're out in the place where you haven't had one in a super long time. But even in Ashland, Dr. Miles hasn't been there ever. So I'm going to use that. This is a doctor that's never been. She's a pediatrician. She speaks publicly around the country. She's a really wonderfully warm, caring doctor. I mean, she's the kind of doctor that you want to take care of you. Really cares, and she truly wants to have food be your medicine. So those might be some things that I say. Yeah, Chris.
Well, along the lines of mindset, some of you are new enough not to know this, that the cool thing about the invitation process is there's no downside to an invitation. Everything about an invitation is positive. It's inviting, right? So sometimes people will think about, well, I would invite that person, but they probably won't come. Or I would invite that person, but I know how busy they are. All the excuses you can come up with, because it's a little bit outside your comfort zone to get on the phone and invite people. And you can reach out by text, but I'd only do that to save the date. You can reach out by social media. I would only do that to save the date, maybe express a little bit of enthusiasm. A invitation should be done with energy that comes from your voice, so in person or on the phone. And remember the lady Ashley at conference who said, share this message like the person you're talking to's life depended on it. Remember what the gifts that we're bringing to the marketplace. So don't put yourself between your prospect and the gift. Everybody deserves to hear this message. So don't let your fear be the thing that stops them. So just know the mindset is loving on yourself. The reason I'm doing this is because this is what I do. I change people's lives. I owe it to this person. I can't make a health decision for them. They at least need to know about it. And then call 30 to 50 people.
If you're starting enough ahead of time, number one, you can put save the date. We have an amazing speaker coming to town. I think you'll really want to know about it. You know, rather than hear it or go to it, you'll really want to know. There's something about, oh, I want to know that, right? So number one, that's the first thing, is that to save the date. As you get closer, you're going to actually do the actual invitation. If you have time and can do the phone calls rather than the texting, or you're in a group of people who actually answer their phone, because I know that some of us are not. All people will do is text. But I really think, just like we do our first contact with somebody, I thought of you because the other day you had mentioned that you were just tired a lot, looking for some new ways to up-level your health. I've got a guest speaker that's going to completely address that. Are you open for knowing more? So go back to what is important to them. Fill a need for them when you invite them. Start off with, I thought of you because. Now, if you don't know them very well, you might not, and you're doing hundreds. In fact, Heidi, can you hold up the list of people that you've been either texting or calling over the past couple days? Hold it really close to the thing. Look at her list from top to bottom on the side. I mean, she's working it, man. She's out there texting, calling. Did you want to say something, Heidi?
Yeah, that was just today.
Oh, that was just today. So here's the thing. What Heidi knows is invite 50 and you might have 5 show up if you're lucky.
Yeah.
So the thing.
You'll have 10 that say they're going to show up, and then you'll have 5 that actually show up.
But the thing they said,
on average,
Chris said earlier, is there's no downside to calling 50 and only having 5. It means that you can finish the conversation with the other 45. Hey, we started this conversation the other day about, great events and things that are going on. And I know you couldn't come, but it sounded like you'd like to know more about what's up. Can I fill you in on anything? Whatever it is, that it's a continuation of the conversation. Mm-hmm. So getting those invites out there, but personalizing them. I thought of you because. And then again, if it's general, you might even say, I did this, by the way, the other day. I tried it and it worked again. It's a really good one. We are having an event coming up. And honestly, I think it's going to be amazing, but I'm not sure if it's going to be a good match for you. Do you have any specific health concerns or any way that you would like to look differently or more healthy in the future that maybe I don't know about? And then maybe the person says, yeah, I just found out I have lots of inflammation and I'm tired all the time. Whoa, I am so glad, because this is going to be a match for you. There's a doctor coming to town that's going to be talking about the 4 most general things that people need to know to make changes in to help with their lifestyle. I think this could be perfect for you. So calling them with, I don't know if it's going to be a match for you or not. What are your concerns lately? What are you looking for? Pretty much anything anybody says, other than filling a cavity. I can't think of anything that fruits and vegetables aren't going to make a difference for, and that our doctors or events that we have wouldn't possibly help those people. What does Dr. Du Bois say about there isn't a disease that something or other that so-and-so?
Well, there's no disease in the world that can't be helped with better nutrition and probably won't get worse without it.
Right? So we know that if they come to an event, it's going to make a difference in their lives. So number one, make a big list. Put a save the date. Come back and get your actual invites out. If you've basically typed kind of a general draft that you're going to send to people, that's okay, but massage each one a little bit personally and don't mass mail. If you're going to send to 50 people, do 50 separate invites. Don't do it as a mass mail. Anybody have any questions? Okay, so one of the things that we've, all right, so let me just finish with the big event, and then I'm going to talk about in-home events in a second. So now you've got the invitation out. Now hopefully you've done that at least 2+ weeks ahead of the actual date of the big event. And now you've got 2 weeks to promote for the event, which is very different than inviting to the event. The promotion is ramping up and keeping your person excited. So say it's 2 weeks before the event and you say something like, gosh, we're only 2 weeks away. Can't wait to see you. Would love to buy you a glass of wine. You know, 3 or 4 days later, you say, gosh, we're down to 10 days now. This is going to be really exciting. It looks like we've got a lot of people coming. There's going to be great atmosphere, lots of, good energy in the room. Maybe 3 days before, it's really filling up. Can I count on you to come? Because I'm saving you a seat. I want to make sure we have a seat for you. And then the day before, see you in 24 hours. So that promotion piece is the piece that's super important. Hi, we're waving at him too. Good night. Good night. Everybody wave. What's your son's name? It looks like a son. Dark.
It's Dallas, and it's his 9th birthday today.
Oh, everybody on video. Happy birthday, Dallas. Woohoo!
Thank you.
Happy birthday, Dolly.
That's so cool.
Happy birthday.
Love you. Happy birthday.
So another happy birthday. Great. So
Bye.
bye, Dallas. Thanks for joining us on your birthday. You'll never forget. This is the best birthday of your life.
Yes, it is.
Just because of this call. Okay. So I know I'm really silly.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So you're going to do that promotion. You're going to make sure that they've reminded that, I cannot tell you how many times I've not done the thing 24 hours in advance. And then afterwards, the event is over, and I text them and say, oh, I'm so sorry you didn't make it. Is everything okay? And honestly, you can hear it in their voice. Oh my God, I totally spaced it. I got started on this thing, and then I got whatever, and then that was the end of it, and they forgot. Had I called them, they probably would have showed up. So just each part of your part is important. But now the other thing, there's some things that you can do around this as well. And I'm going to share with you a little bit about what we've learned from Alexis Busselman, who's a qualifying national marketing director on the HEAT team under another national marketing director. And thank you to Heidi and Kirsten for really asking a ton of questions. And they sent them all to me, and I compiled them in the order that the two of them sent me information in from, so that I could share a little bit about what they do. It's really cool. And then Heidi, I want you to describe in a minute what you did today right on the event that we set up for the in-home event that we're having. So if Alexis is having an in-home wine and wellness party at her home or someone's home, the first thing she does is set up a Facebook events group. It's not going to happen on the events group, but the first thing they're going to hear from her is the invite that's created from within the Facebook event that she has put together. And they're going to get a link to that event with the description and flyers and everything they need. So Heidi, what did you do today to invite some people directly from the events? We set up a Facebook event for the one that's happening at my house on Saturday. Heidi graciously put the banner together for us. And then how did you invite through that group event, which anybody can do that now once they're going?
Absolutely. So where you see share, where you can invite people, instead of just inviting, what I did was I clicked on message, and I comprised some verbiage that I actually wrote. When you click on the message, it automatically has the little link for the event. And then in the comment, I put some verbiage, just saying, hi, I'm so excited for this event. I hope that you can join us. It's going to be so much fun. By the way, it's been forever since we've seen each other. I hope you're doing well. Just some really super simple verbiage. And then when I send it, it automatically has a link for them to click, whether they're interested, whether they're going. I don't think it even gives an option to say not going. But I've had several responses, probably more than I would have done if I had just invited them to the event.
And so what that happens is now you have a list of people that said they were going. You have a list of people that said they were interested. And you can also see the people that never opened up the message because they didn't ever respond. Because if they open it up, you can tell who viewed it. So now you can really tell what's going on with your event. And you can build the promotional piece on your Facebook events page by putting the flyer up, by telling why you're having it. So what we did, Heidi and I did on the page, is we wrote a little description of what the event was, and then under about, I made it more personalized. I said, we, found out that through plant powders, we got better dentition, we got better this. We can't wait to share a little bit about what we're going to be doing this night. So the people can read more about it. So that way you can really keep track of it and splash and promote through the actual events page. And then some verbiage that I just wanted to share with you that Alexis uses. Hang on one second. I did want to share this with you. Where'd it go? Hold on. I got it right here. Are there any questions before we go on, by the way? And if there are, unmute yourself.
Yeah, Heidi, did you make that a public event when you created it?
Yes, I did. So anybody can see it. You can search for it, or I can invite you and then you can see the flyer.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. One of the things that she really talks about on the home events is keeping it super simple. As much as we love our salad and jar parties because they're great, especially for customer appreciation or the Buddha bowls or any of those, she finds that sometimes they get distracted with all the fun, and it's a little bit more challenging to get them to really focus and decide to be customers. So most of her parties are simply, networking, hello, sharing, creating the culture, creating the atmosphere, and then getting right in and doing a short 15-minute sort of presentation on Juice Plus. And she says it's very simple. She doesn't go into a lot of detail. She either uses 5 or 6 slides only, and we kind of said which ones. She goes, it doesn't really matter. Different every time. She takes some from Healthy Living Revolution. She takes some from One Simple Change. She might take a few slides that she likes from the shred. It's really, she said, that's not really the key. It's the energy and those bullet points that are really personal and that you love in your sharing. And then the way in which she closes, Michael, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I want to go back to the Facebook event. My understanding is that with a Facebook event, it only stays open for a certain amount of days.
Yes, 10 days.
Right. So, like for instance, with Dr. Valerie Miles, we have more than that. So we wouldn't create the event until that window.
I think, Michael, that's why she's primarily using it on in-house events, because those are smaller, shorter. You start inviting a little bit less in advance, than you would for a big event. So I can't imagine if you're planning for a big event that's going to be that many weeks that would work, unless you didn't do an event and you did it as a separate group. You called it an event, but it was really a group page, because it is going to die in 10 days.
Got it. Thank you.
14. Yeah, Heidi.
I do just want to share, when you are inviting like that as well on the phone, when you're doing it through the message, the cool thing is it's so much faster to invite people, because you just search for their names and you can just delete, search, send, delete, search, send, and you don't have to keep going back from page to messenger. It's so easy.
Okay, that was great. Any other questions there? Make sure everybody's got all their questions answered. Okay, great. So basically she says, again, keeping it super, super simple. And the reason I'm using Alexis is that she seems to have really found a rhythm for her events. She's made National Marketing Director in QNMD in about 11 months. She does about 3 events a week. So you can tell that's what it's taken to move that quickly. She's I'm gonna get this done before this next baby is born, come hell or high water, right? She is on track to do this, but we know that what she's doing is working, whether you want to do it as quickly or as intense as she does, but the concepts are the same no matter the intensity or the amount of times a week that you want to do an event. And as soon as somebody says they're going or they're interested, immediately it's, oh my gosh, I saw that you said you were going. I can't wait to have you come. She immediately sends some kind of verbiage and gets that conversation going back and forth. She doesn't just leave them hanging when they said they're going. I'm so excited to see you Sunday night. The other thing that Carrie shared on our call on Monday night that I love is a lot of us bring little small gifts to give to our customers or our prospects when they come to these events. I put them in a little cute baggie. I usually put in 1 package of Complete and 1 little package of gummies. And I'm looking around for my little bag that I thought I had here. Some people put it in an envelope. I put it in that little organza, cute little thing that you pull tight. You know, it's really cute. You can see through it. You know, the little square promo things that we get inside our boxes of Juice Plus that come, they're really good looking graphics, and you look at them when you open up your box and you go, what am I going to do with this? I save all those, and then I put them in the little packages that I'm going to give to the people so that they get the good news that the Juice Plus company is sending their existing customers. And so what you might say to your prospect that's going to come to the event, can't wait to see you. I'm saving a seat. And when you get there, there's going to be a little gift from me on your seat that I think you're going to really love. And putting a little card inside the bag with a thank you for coming and the written out link to healthylivingrevolution.com so that they can click on it and get their free cookbook is another little piece that I just thought of recently. A thank you card inside that little envelope or gift bag that actually has the link to the Healthy Living Revolution. Because we have 4 great cookbooks, you guys. It's amazing. So basically, those are the things that I really wanted to talk about that are successful. And then her verbiage is just her verbiage is just, I can't wait to see you. Okay. You know, it's really very simple. She doesn't really have any incredible verbiage. Let me see. On all of this, you can access her exact comments on our broadcast Boxer chat. So for those of you that are on that, you can access her exact verbiage and how she presents, and everything I've said tonight is right there, including the link to her own Facebook event that you can see how it's set up and what it looks like. And can you get into it now that it's passed? If you never said you were going, I'm not sure you can. I'm not sure. But anyway, but the one thing that I love that she does at the end of the event, she passes out the preferred customer order form, just like all of us do. And what I used to say is, let us go around and help you discover which package might be best for you. I think Alexa has really found the answer to that one. She simply says, the best thing for all of you to get on is look at the third one down. See the quad? That's the one that we recommend you get started on. She keeps it super simple. That's it. And then she says, I'm going to go to the back of the room with my computer in my hand, my laptop, and for those of you that want to get started tonight, just line up and I will take your order. Just line up, I'm going to say that again, and I will take your order. Her first night that she did that, she got 6 reps and 6 customers. All of those 6 reps have fast-tracked to VF, and all 6 of those reps are qualifying their business. Now, why do you think they're doing that? Because they're duplicating exactly what she has done. Very, very simple. Take the order at the end. And I asked her, I said, well, do you sometimes not get any orders? I mean, I just like that, really? And she says, no, there are sometimes I don't get any orders or I only get 1. But mostly, she said, we do amazing. So that's really the scoop. It says, is the flyer somewhere we can see? She doesn't make a flyer, Linda. She makes no flyer. No flyer for her events at all. It's just the banner of the Facebook group. So there is no flyer that she creates. She actually, what happens when she sends the invitation out with the link, when they click the link, they're going to go right to the Facebook page and see the banner. And then
I am paying attention. I'm just taking notes.
Yeah. No, but wasn't that your question?
Oh.
I thought you asked a question. I thought it was you that said, where's the flyer? Maybe it was somebody else. I'm sorry. You're on mute now.
It was about Heidi's and she sent it to me. So.
Okay. So anyway, pretty simple. We did create a flyer for our event because I'm used to sending it out like that, but I get how you really don't need a flyer if you're sending a link to the Facebook group, because when they open it up, they see the flyer that's on the banner and then they see the description of what it's about. So, Patty.
Is there an event created for the Valerie Miles events in Oregon yet? Has anybody done that?
No, that's what we were talking about, because the event page only lasts 10 days. So
You have to wait. Got it.
You have to wait. So by that time, you're not inviting. And to send the link at that time seems like it's after the fact.
Got it.
So on a big event where you're inviting weeks in advance because you've got a speaker coming to town, I don't know that the Facebook event idea works because you've
Got
got
it. Sorry, I
to
missed
for the 10 days.
Yeah, there is a flyer. Patty.
Right, I've seen those. Yeah, thanks, Chris.
All right.
Yeah. Any other questions? Any comments? All right.
Remember, we build relationships, and events build your business, right? So that's why this is an important 30 minutes. Go ahead, Heidi.
I just want to say the importance of having events in a short space of time. Like Alexis is having, 3 in a week. It's just like when we have our, Freedom Revolution launch call, when we have more than one event, it gives people options. If they can't make one, they can make the other. If they can't make the first 2, they can make the third. So to having, ongoing events all the time, that's where the power comes in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. All right.
And Nikki?
Yeah.
So I sent to you a document of Stacy Joy putting butts in seats. It was a really good training, so I just sent it over to you. But the one thing about Facebook event, which really works, is as you do your first save the date, kind of like 3 weeks out, and you're talking to people, at that point, what I do is I let them know that in about a week, I'm going to have a Facebook event, and they're going to actually get an invitation from me. Would that be okay?
Okay,
And
great.
most of the time they will say yes, and then I get them into that event, and then I start posting some different things like videos and different things to pump them up. And then a week after that, then I confirm, that they're coming. And so there's kind of a little bit of a rhythm. You could use Facebook event or post it and boost it.
Actually, now that you mention it that way, Carrie, you could have that Facebook event for Dr. Valerie Miles by saying just that. In a couple of weeks, we're going to be posting an actual events group, which I will add you to, an event, Facebook event that I'm going to add you to. And on that, we're going to post some videos from Dr. Valerie Miles and some other suggestions she has. And remember when we had Dr. Tamara Sachs, and she has a website with some great writing on it and some great information on all kinds of things. You could say, I'm going to be posting some articles that Dr. Tamara Sachs has written that you might want to check out before the event. So you actually could use the Facebook thing as a way to feed in, and then everybody's guests who get on it would be seeing everything that everybody's posting and the excitement. So maybe that is a great idea. So I would put that to you, Michael and Raya, if you guys want to try that for this event. What might that do? Sounds like it could be really cool. So I take back the fact that you wouldn't do it, and I say, I'm wrong. I'm a good student. I like it. All right. I think we're good to go. And then for some reason, John, you're holding up Brene Brown's Wilderness book. Is there something that you wanted to say, or just that you're excited about it? Yeah, he's loving it. Cool. It is a great book. I love that. All right, you guys, thank you all for sharing. Have a great week. Promote, 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 because if you want to get your check up, promote. If you want to impact lives, promote. And then, Erin, can I call you in a minute?
Yeah, I was actually going to just recommend something I do, you guys, because I know Chris said, I like to do send call with the voice. If somebody doesn't answer their phone, I'll send a video message through Facebook Messenger, because then you can see if they saw it, and of course they see and feel your energy that way.
Okay, so Facebook Messenger video rather than just a voice message. I love it. And of course, you can't use the same video over and over again. You got to make a new one for each person, right, Erin?
It depends. So if I'm feeling it, I'll do all individuals, but then sometimes I'll just film one and I'll be like, oh my gosh, how are you? What are you doing on this date? Cool. But I really make sure I don't send those to people who run in the same circles if I do that.
Okay, great. All right, 6:35. Call is ended. Love all you guys. Have a great evening.
Thanks,
and I'm going to call you in a minute, Erin.
Bye, guys.
Good night.
Bye, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.